See, understand something, my brothers and my sisters. Men they are projectors, and women are receptive. Men, they release, and women, they get an impartation. And God began to say to me, he said, you know why there's more pain for women that are single than it is for men? He said, because according to the Old Testament, men, after they project themselves and they get a release, what they've lost is strength. So every time they sleep with a woman and that woman is not their wife, they're losing strength. But see, every time a man sleeps with us, we're getting a deposit. Now let me help you with something. See, understand something. If in fact that the scripture lets us know that marriage is not going to the courthouse and standing in front of the altar, our mates are chosen in the spirit realm. And I don't know about y'all, but when I got my divorce, I went to court, and the judge said to me, he said, was this marriage consummated? Did you have sex with the man? Which means it doesn't matter that you got a piece of paper. Once you have had sex with a man, then what happens according to the realm of the spirit of that man steps in your body, and you all become one person. You become one with the person that you have slept with. And I'm sitting over there, and I said to the Lord, I said, but why am I not married? And he said to me, you've been married too many times. He said, every time you slept with somebody, you married them, and that person became your husband. He said, but what your problem is, you got married to all these men, but you never divorced any of them. I said, but why am I not married? He said, you're not married because you're not single. And I said, God, what are you talking about? He said, there's a whole lot of y'all out there who ain't got nobody with you, but you're not single. He said, you know what's wrong with you? He said, there's a whole lot of brothers. Now come on, sisters, I gotta help you. Honey, Willie and George and James and Tony, they all still in you. You ain't single, and that's why your mate that God has for you cannot be joined to you, because when he does, ain't no room for him. In order for God to bring somebody else in your life, there's got to be room for that person in your life. You're not single yet. You still are attached. What do you mean I'm attached? I've went out of town places, Bishop, and I've seen my old flings and people, you know, that you done really shown up, had, and you saved, speaking in tongues and on fire for the Lord and loving Jesus, and when you see him, something jump in you and you start feeling a little, and God begin to say it ain't gone, he's still in there. Oh, come on here, look at this. No, his spirit is still in you. See, listen, when you start getting single before the Lord, you start getting purged out in your spirit, and when you see him, it ain't nothing there left for him. When you see him, don't nothing jump inside of you. When you see him, you ain't got no desires. And a lot of times we come to church, sitting in church and having flashbacks from stuff, and you think they praising God, and what they doing is going, whew, God help my mind, Jesus. Lord, the blood right now. The blood. I'm talking about no 2-minute thrill, but I'm talking about when you done really been with somebody, when you get in church and worship service, you shut your eyes, here it come. Flashback, dancing, and we are shouting, and we looking like we got the victory. And because we've been in church so long, we know how to do all the arm movements. We know how to hold our back. We know how to go across the floor. We know how to look like we save. We know how to act like we save. But there is a war that is going on in my spirit. And that's the reason why. And I've had some good brothers to come to me and want to date me, and the first thing I start doing is trying to, the last person that you're really in love with, and you ain't really been set free in your heart from that spirit from them until you get delivered in your spirit from all the rest of the people that you've been with. Then wherever your mate is, that's the reason why you got people that are married and they still ain't satisfied, and he can't satisfy. You know why? Because his spirit is in competition with all the rest of them spirits that still live in you, and he hugging you, talking about, hug me like this. I don't want you to touch me like that. Touch me like this. Roll me over like this. Throw me up. Flip me over. Turn me around. Spank me. Whip me. No. You got the wrong man, baby. trying to make him be like